Hello, my name is Deborah Ernst. I'm pleased and privileged to be your platform host this morning. And I welcome everyone watching us virtually. Thank you for joining us, and everyone here in person in our beautiful sanctuary in the loving and warm spirit of Unity of Santa Barbara. We light the candle here at Unity of Santa Barbara to remind ourselves that we are the light of the world. Let's take a moment to say that we are the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Perhaps put your hand over your heart or your heart space and say along with me, if you will. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. We sound a chime, and that chime reverberates out to all of us watching this morning, to the world. It connects us in oneness of spirit and centers us. The daily word has been around for almost 100 years. Amazing as that sounds, it is quite a testament. And today's daily word, this Sunday, February 21st, 2021, is let God and let go. And the affirmation is, I do what is mine to do, and I release the rest. Over the years, I have accepted more and more responsibility as I have grown in maturity and experience. I have also grown in wisdom as I am able to discern what is mine to do. I have learned what to take on and what to leave for others. I have also learned not to exhaust myself taking on too many commitments. Perhaps most important, I know when to use my will and my determination to make things happen and when to let go. I recall times in my life when I felt frustrated, that events did not unfold the way I expected or envisioned. I can now see how they unfolded perfectly, often in ways better than I could have imagined. I now let go easily, trusting in that perfection. And from scriptures, Acts chapter 17, verse 28, in him we live and move and have our being, as even some of our own poets have said, for we too are his offspring. In reflecting upon this daily word today, this morning, and in preparation for hosting today, Let Go and Let God, I have to be honest, I fell short this week. I had taken on too many commitments, and I was a little frazzled. And as those of you who know me, that can happen. And this, to me, was somewhat of a wake-up call, that it was almost as if Spirit was tapping on the back of my shoulder saying, Deborah, Deborah, let go, release, all is well, and let God guide you. And so it is a reminder to me to practice this in my daily life and to do that going forward. And so thank you very much. If this was sort of true confession, so be it. But thank you so much, and thank you for listening.
This is the moment, this is the day when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming, and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all I've lived for becomes mine. For all these years I faced the world alone, and now the time has come to prove that I'm not standing on my own. This is the moment, my final quest. Destiny beckons, I never reckon second best. I won't look down, I will not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I'll sit forever with the gods. If I look back, I will always recall, moment for moment. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all.
Unity of Santa Barbara family, I am speaking to you in beautiful nature. We're talking about abundance today, and there's nothing more abundant than this extraordinary planet on which we live. And I'll tell you, being outdoors, anything can happen, just like in life. So be patient if there's a little bit of noise. This is a great example of how life can have a little bit of distraction, and it's always perfect. So I'm so excited about speaking with you all today. I'm always excited about living this spiritual life that we're all living. And we're beginning a journey today. We're beginning a 7-week journey that will culminate on Easter Sunday. And the conversation, or the title of this journey, I'm calling it Resurrect Your Consciousness. And resurrect is a word that really means bring back from the dead, to breathe life into your life. And I'll tell you, friends, if you're not living every moment as if it's brand new, this never before lived day, then you need a little resurrection. And we all do. So welcome to this journey. It is going to be entitled also The Keys to the Kingdom. Because with a key, what do we do with keys? We unlock things, we start things, we ignite things, we discover things. And when we lose our keys, what happens? We're stuck, we're frustrated, we can't go places, and so we need the keys. And this is not the key to a car, or to a lockbox at a bank, or to a house. Although those things may appear in your life, it's really the key to unlock your consciousness. So, what is more important than being awake in your own life? So let us begin. Our title for this week is Make a Commitment. Make a commitment. So this is the word that begins with C that is not COVID. It is commitment. And I want to prove to you today that commitment is the way that everything happens in your life, is that you make a commitment to it, you plant that seed, you hold that key in your hand, and everything comes from that, and that's why we start our 7 weeks together. I'd like you to also know that the person that you're going to become as these 7 weeks unfold, you are not going to recognize yourself if you are willing to make this commitment today. I'm going to make it with Unity of Santa Barbara, and I would invite anyone that's part of our virtual stream or there in physical form to make this commitment. It's primarily to yourself and then to the places in the world that inspire you. And clearly, if you're on this stream, Unity of Santa Barbara inspires you. So we're going to talk about making this commitment, resurrecting our consciousness. So commitment is an interesting word, and we are always hearing people fear of commitment. We hear a lot about that in relationships, and so I'd like to say that the reason that people have any fear of commitment is that we've committed to things that we are not experiencing joy. And maybe from a young age, we were told that we had to eat that and not eat this, that we could talk about that and not about this. And we made these commitments, these choices, we were sort of forced into them. And then we come into this state of adulthood and we're still making commitments to things that don't bring us joy. So the very beginning of this commitment is to feel the sense of joy. When I even say the word commitment, you may have a tightness in your body somewhere. I'd like you to notice that. And then keep breathing into it, because guess what you have committed to? Breathing. Yes. But we have made commitments over time to things that haven't brought us joy. How many people have been in jobs that you knew you weren't happy, but you just didn't have any information about how to choose differently? How many times have you been in a relationship that wasn't growing and you just didn't know the tools to allow it to have some spaciousness, or to, as I say often, namaste, namaste go, right? Because we feel stuck in commitments rather than freed by commitments in a sense of order and spaciousness. I know when I've counseled people and couples for so many years, I remember a woman came to me that was leaving her marriage, and I said, well, tell me about the beginning of the marriage. I'm always wanting to have people remember what they love about the other person and what they felt inside themselves. And she said, well, I guess when we got married, it was better than nothing. And I said, is that what you put on your wedding invitation? John and Julie welcome you to their wedding ceremony. It's better than nothing. All right, so we know that wasn't true. She sort of laughed. But we were able to reflect on this is how she was living her life. It wasn't a life of choice. It was a life of better than nothing. Her life, her sense of herself was nothing. And we know we are all created in the image and likeness of God, of Creator of all things, so there's nothing about us that is not valuable. So we're making this commitment. We're starting this 7-week journey, very much like when you go on a trip. If you remember the olden days when we used to travel, you would get excited about where you were going, and you would plan for it, and you would pack for it, and usually you're traveling sometimes with friends, or you're going on your own experience, but no matter what, you were looking forward to it. You were looking forward to that journey. So let us be in a sense of looking forward to discovering things about yourself that you haven't before. So the first key again is make a commitment. Probably the greatest area where we all need to have a resurrection, a shift in our consciousness, a reviving from the dead, is around abundance, is around prosperity. That's what I love about nature. You can ask yourself, how much green is in a tree, in the leaves of a tree? How much blue is in the ocean, right? It's an unlimited number of hues and colors. How many sparkles are on the ground when the sun is shining on it? You know, it's impossible to put that into a number, and it is very much how our spirit is. There is a continuous reviving, resurrection in every day, in every breath, and we have become asleep to it. And so this is a wake-up call, this opportunity to say, what am I committed to? And is the things that I'm committed to bringing me joy? And this is our journey to see how you can commit to things that bring you more joy. We've had some interesting, fascinating teachings in our life. You know, I look at the way my mind works sometimes and I go, where did I get that idea? Where did I start thinking about that? Where did I start believing that? And I'll always see it was from my past. And so I wonder myself all the time, have I had an original thought lately? Have I really just been in the moment looking at life and creating a new thought about it? Because most of us are dragging our past into our present. You know, I was head of a Unity Principles class, some people that are deciding to be a member of Unity, and we were talking about God and folks' experiences and beliefs about God as a young person, and how what was going on in families around God. And one woman shared, I went to church with my mom sometimes, but with my dad said we're not going to church because the church always wants money. And we laughed because you could tell somebody told him that, right? And now he was passing that along to his family and somehow a resistance. And later that day I thought, who is the church? What is the church? The church is you, right? So it's sort of the idea about the church wants money. You are the church. And you know who else wants money? The electric company. And the grocery store. Have you ever put groceries in your cart and you go up to the front and say, oh, I'm just not going to pay for this today? They'll be like, well, that's great. You can put those groceries back now, right? Because the idea of what we're committing to is the law of circulation. The law of circulation. Because the commitment, again, is not a stagnant commitment. It's a law of circulation. You're committing to being a giver to life as well as being the receiver of life. You know, I love nature. I'm by a banyan tree. It is the law of circulation. It grows and then branches come down back into the earth to root, to nourish it. And so we're learning about money in the sense of the circulation of it, just like spirit, just like breath. So your first job in this first week, this first key, is to recognize where you have received in life. Where we have received a life, we received a planet. You know, David Owen Ritz, who is the author of this series, he says that life hasn't been given to you, you've been given to life. And so how are you participating in what you already have received? And so as a flow, as a commitment, we are giving back to where we have received. The reason we talk about the law of circulation is because it is what brings us all joy. I'm not saying this because it's about me or about something I'm just making up, as David Owen Ritz says, over cocktails. It is a spiritual law. And I want you to watch a brief film that is a cartoon, actually, for young people, for kids, to inspire that sense of what it looks like when we're pushing life away, when we're living in lack, and when we have those moments that wake us up and then we start engaging in life. And notice how you feel as you're looking at the lack and then when you're looking at the love.
हो गया गुम हो गया वक्त से चुराया था जो अपना बनाया था वो तेरा वो मेरा साथ निभाया था जो अपना बनाया था चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी आंखें भीनी ये भीनी यादें जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी आंखें भीनी ये भीनी यादें जीनी रे जीनी ऐसा भी क्या मिल
So what we're looking at in our making this commitment is we're going to start looking at what is in the way of that feeling of abundance, of the receiving and the giving. They say the first part of a breath is the in, but you just don't hold your breath. We also breathe out. And so how are you breathing out in life? You know, as I said, the woman's father who said, the church always wants money, do you see that then what he is doing in that process is he's blocking himself from enjoying what could be spiritual community? Do you see that our beliefs say, I'm not going to do that, and it is our own belief that blocks us? Ralph Waldo Emerson has a beautiful quote about this kind of stuckness. He says, let us take our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits. Let us unlearn the wisdom of the world. Let us lie low in the Lord's power and learn the truth that truth alone makes rich and great. So our opportunity here is to look at the bloated nothingness, to look at the words, especially around money, how we talk about money. If you talk about your life as a sense of lack or limitation, the words even I can't afford, or it's always heavy for me, or my life is a challenge, you'll see that your feeling around abundance, around prosperity, is what your belief is. All right, so I'm going to talk about right now, and I've got a lot of papers here, but I want to talk about the idea of money being a way that we circulate. It is energy, yes. And so let me just talk to you about this idea of lack and money, which a lot of people hang on to. In truth, we never really lack money. We lack ideas, positive, truth-centered ideas. Our vision, beliefs, thoughts, and attitudes shape the flow of abundance through our lives. So what is your beliefs and thoughts and visions and attitude around green paper that actually says on it, "In God we trust"? So the green paper, as we know, doesn't have the value. The ability to feel the value, the flow of abundance, is in circulation, the law of circulation. So I want to mention two people, one that had a lot of green paper and one that did not have as much green paper, and they are both people that gave tremendously in this world. And those two people are Mother Teresa and Bill Gates. So Mother Teresa, a Catholic nun that decided to be in a huge law of circulation in the way of love, and went to serve in a way that certainly was not about her bank account. But we would know that Mother Teresa felt so fulfilled because she was living in this law of circulation. She was living in her resurrected consciousness. She was using the key to the kingdom of her consciousness. She didn't go out of obligation. She didn't go out of, I want everyone to, have all kinds of good stories about me. She went because she let her heart lead her. Now, Bill Gates, on the other hand, loves computers, loves technology, really loves making the world a better place. So Bill Gates made a lot of green paper. Yes, he's a billionaire. But if you study and you look at Bill Gates today, he didn't just make a bunch of money and hoard the money. It wasn't about just a big pile of money in the bank account. It was about giving back to the world. And the man gives billions of dollars to groups of people to help the world. Right now, he's very involved in climate change and in researching and getting with new companies that are providing healthy energy to the world. But the main reason I bring this up is that your life is about that flow. And you will see, and I love it when I see authors and singers, and it isn't that they write the book and they stop, or they sing the song and they're finished. It is the energy that brings the gift, that they don't stop. There's no stop to this thing. It is, and it's not about accumulation. It is about your own joy. And that's why the list for commitment goes like this. We are talking about planting seeds. The first thing has to be joy. If you are not enjoying what you're doing, if you're not enjoying the gifts of Unity of Santa Barbara, then you wouldn't be on this broadcast. Joy, your life, your pets, your activities, it all has to be about joy, because that's where you're alive. And then this kind of clarity. What am I committed to? What am I committed to? What in life, where do I show up? That's what you're committed to. And you can see, again, a lot of us are committed to, this is better than nothing, right? That is not a commitment for your spirit, for your soul. And then we need an action plan to keep this going. And I'll tell you about our action plan in just a moment. And then you want to watch and see the results. When you plant seeds, when you make this commitment, you're going to start seeing results. And they're not going to be results that you've planned or that it's going to look exactly like this, but they will be aligned with what your intention is that we will talk about. And then we harvest. Things will show up. There will be the manifestation of experiences that you put in your mind. You know, I am really excited about starting to use this beautiful property at Unity of Santa Barbara to have rentals of people that are happy here, and children and whoever wants to use the property and rent it. And just because I held that in my mind, we're getting all kinds of calls. See, it's an idea. It wasn't like I got to go around and look for people all the time. I just need to hold the idea in my mind. So the harvest, and then we replant. We don't pull everything out of the ground of our lives. We don't, just take. We replant. And then we start noticing how amazing this life is. That it's my ability to hold my mind in this extraordinary place of my breathing. My heart's beating, my blood's flowing. I have so much love in my life. And to allow ourselves to see the good, to see the unlimited possibility. The opportunity, the action plan is tithing. And tithing is a way of giving back that is biblically written in Malachi. It's really a way that you're already living. When you are showing up, and so many people show up here, I think there will be flowers up on the back altar this Sunday, and Catherine and Barbara and Sedona are flower designers, and they do this out of the goodness of their heart. I've yet to see any of them going, I hate doing this. Or, they love it, and we are benefited by their tithing of their energy. All right, so let me tell you how the tithing works, and this is a commitment. You will be purchasing the materials for this class, and I will tell you that you will use these materials over and over again. It's $45 for a workbook. Workbook is Keys to the Kingdom for the 7 weeks. There's also an audio file that you will listen to David Owen Ritz read about this every week, talk about. He's actually doing Sunday talks at his church in Sarasota many years ago. And so you'll listen to that. There's meditations. I'm going to have guest speakers on Wednesday night is our class at 7. So we are going to be tithing, and it is our commitment that we're going to tithe our time, talent, and treasure. And the first part of the tithing is your time to yourself, right? Your time for your meditation, your time for your walks, your time for the ability to be with you, the place where all things manifest. So your time for you, which is often, sometimes the hardest for people. That's the big habit. That's the resurrection of your consciousness. The second is to tithe your talent. Tithing your talent. At Unity of Santa Barbara is a great place to do it. There's so many ways to tithe your talent, whether it's flowers or ushering or coming and cleaning up some of with the building. There's a million ways to do this, and you can email Sherry at unity at santabarbaraunity.org, and we will happily work with you with your talent. Now, it has to be something you love. So don't say, oh, I'll show up and do that, but I really don't love it. That is not tithing your talent. All right, and then we are inviting you to be in the law of circulation by tithing your treasure. Now, we know that what you give with a pure heart comes back to you multiplied. But my friends, our challenge is that faith. Again, we have been taught to hoard. We've been taught, there's actually people that are hoarders, and it's a medical condition nowadays. We have storage units. We have more and more where people hoard, and I will tell you, the joy will never come that way. One of our greatest teachers is Francis of Assisi, that grew up in a family with a lot of material things, a very wealthy merchant. And as he came to have his spiritual awakening, as he came to use the key to the kingdom, he released the need for the material things just because they drug him down. And he invited his father to let go of material things to be free. Jesus said, as you know, it's always these ways of Jesus talking to us where he would say, sell everything you have to the poor, to give of yourself. And he said to make purses. What is it? Provide for yourself purses that don't wear out. And save your riches in heaven where they will never decrease, where no thief can get to them and no moth can destroy. We're always locking up our things. We're always trying to protect our things. But what freedom it is to live in the place of no thief can steal my prosperity. No one can take away my abundance. And we have to prove God in this, my friends. And tithing proves God in this. You give and the lack disappears. So it's a very easy calculation. It's 10% of your treasure going back into circulation. What David Owen Ritz says is money is not something, it's not green paper that we keep and you can't get a hug out of the money, right? If you think of when you spend money, it goes, the ripple effect goes on and comes back into your life. So the way that the economy moves, that the spirituality moves, is for you to be involved, for you to give. And you give from what you already received. This isn't scrounging around. This is saying, I give back to what matters to me. I give back, and it has to be to where you're spiritually fed. Do you want Unity of Santa Barbara to thrive? Of course. Do we want the things that we love in life to thrive? Of course. I tithe to retreat centers. I tithe to other spiritual communities because they matter to me. And so that is the idea, that we're making a commitment really to our own consciousness. We're going to be tithing to Unity of Santa Barbara for these 7 weeks, everyone on Sundays, and especially if you come to the class. And I'm inviting you to come to the Wednesday night class at 7 on Zoom. We all need support. We need to hear each other's stories. And that's what happens in these 7 weeks, is you will hear someone come in that says, I lost my job, I don't know what to do. And so we're inviting them to tithe their time, their talent, and their treasure. And if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times the next week. And this is what everybody says. Out of the blue, I got a phone call. Out of the blue, this happened. And so we're talking about tithing 10%, of your time to you, of your week. The suggested idea is 4 hours a week. You work with it as you can, but the commitment is to 10%. and then 10% of what comes into your life for these 7 weeks to Unity of Santa Barbara. But I'll tell you, after these 7 weeks, then the idea of tithing becomes so interesting. People tithe to their servers in a restaurant that they've really enjoyed, that have been so valuable to them. They tithe to to humane systems for animals. There's retreat centers, on and on and on. Tithing to the park. It's the places that you love. See, we're really working with our faith here. And from Hebrews, now faith is the assurance of what we hope for and the certainty of what we do not see. So I will tell you, you do not know what's coming into your life, but I will also tell you it is guaranteed. It is guaranteed, like your heart beating as you are breathing, that the desires of your heart are waiting for you to get into action, waiting for you to say, I am willing to trust that there is more than my just figuring this life out, that there's a greater place that I lean into with my own faith. And we all have it, and now we get to use it. I want to close with one of the most amazing covenants that I have heard, and guess who made this covenant? Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and it was in 1892. And none of us would be here at Unity if it wasn't for Charles and Myrtle, our co-founders. These people committed. These people showed up and gave it all. And you know why? Because they knew they would receive it all. Because they knew and they had faith and they had demonstrations of their healing. And you all have had demonstrations of your healing. At Unity, the minute you walk in here, things start to heal. So let me just read Charles and Myrtle. We, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, husband and wife, thereby dedicate ourselves, our time, our money, all we have and all we expect to have to the Spirit of Truth, and through it to the Society of Silent Unity, which is called Silent Unity now. It being understood and agreed that the said Spirit of Truth shall render unto us an equivalent for this dedication in peace of mind, health of body, wisdom, understanding, love, life, and an abundant supply of all things necessary to meet our every want without making any of these things the object of our existence. In the presence of the conscious mind of Christ Jesus, the 7th day of December, 1892. These are the shoulders on which we stand. Do we hear Charles and Myrtle say we're showing up with everything? And we know where everything we want will show up for us. Health of body, wisdom, peace of mind, understanding, love, life, and an abundant supplies of all things necessary. So let us honor these teachings of our co-founders. Let us honor and feel that type of commitment that Charles and Myrtle experienced and that created this whole experience called Unity. I am always in awe when I read this, and I am so inspired, and I know if it works for anyone, it works for everyone. So friends, let us especially after this pandemic, we have a blank slate. We have a new way to live. We are required to live this life that we're born to live. We're required to get out of anything about lack and get into the abundance that is all around us. So resurrect your consciousness. Take the keys. Key number 1, make this commitment, and make the commitment to be with us for 7 weeks and watch the blossoming of your life. We're coming into spring. It is time to resurrect your consciousness. Do this with me, and watch out, world. Here we come. The world was not given to you. You were given to the world. Be the gift that you are. Namaste. So we take time now to go within and feel that abundance, to experience the abundance of the commitment to your breathing, the commitment of your heart to keep beating. The abundance is already there, and that will teach us how to notice the abundance that is everywhere. So I invite you to close your eyes. And I'd like you to feel the chair in which you're sitting and relax into it. Realize that life is supporting you. You are being provided for. What a different feeling when we have that experience of I am provided for. I am loved. And I give back from that overflowing cup. The source of all good in my life is infinite and inexhaustible. The source of all good in my life is God itself. I place my faith in that one true source. I have already been given the most beautiful gifts. I have been given a life to live, intelligence with which to reason, a heart with which to feel, and wisdom to guide me. And yet I am being offered so much more: infinite potential, unconditional love, unconditional and unlimited spiritual growth. These are but a few gifts of spirit, and I now open to receive them with gratitude and joy. The God power made me in its image and likeness, out of itself, and it only wants to support me. It stands ready to lead me forward to the plan to lift me into higher expression. I know deep in my heart that I am deserving of all the good things in life, and my acceptance of the support of the universe is all that is necessary for it to begin its work in my life. So we affirm silently as I repeat these affirmations, which are the truth of your being. I deserve true abundance and unconditional love. I deserve vibrant health and good feelings. I deserve happiness, peace, and joy. I deserve prosperity, freedom, and ease in my financial affairs. I deserve to have my dreams come true. With these thoughts now, I allow the God power in my life to become aware of its presence in every circumstance, condition, person, and thing in my life, in every aspect of my world. I see God in action, loving and supporting me. I depend only upon Spirit for my good. My faith is great. My arms are open, and my heart is filled with thanks. And so it is. And let us spend time in the silence, reflecting on that fullness. And from that fullness, let us practice tithing our attention. Let us send loving prayers and support and kindness and comfort to those in Texas and in any place where they are experiencing a sense of uncomfortability, a sense of bewilderment, a sense of not knowing what to do next. Let us send our love and our abundance and our overflowing cup to them right here and right now, because we have it to spare and we have it to share. Let us be in the silence. allow that has not been seen before within us to trickle forward, to bubble up, what would allow me to feel a little lighter? What thoughts bring me peace? That is our abundance, friends, and that is what we are committing to, is to the next chapter of you, the next chapter of the world, because you were given to the world. My faith is great. My arms are open. My heart is filled with thanks. And so it is.
Let's drink in the beauty of this offering affirmation. We are grateful for the abundant prosperity that continuously supports our vibrant spiritual center, and for the love-filled blessings that we joyfully share with the world. We have so many ways to give here at Unity of Santa Barbara. On our website, santabarbaraunity.org, there is a donate button to click on at the top, and it takes you to the Giveify app, which I find easy to use. I hope you do as well. On our live stream page, there is a donate button there as well. You need to minimize the screen. On our Facebook page, we have a donate button as well, and you can also set up a fundraiser. Those are fun things to do. Other ways of donating include downloading the Giveify app. On your mobile device, you can set up a recurring program connecting to the law of circulation, as Reverend Heidi just communicated to us a few moments ago. And here in person, we have John and Barbara as ushers this morning, and they will be passing around butterfly nets. We love to have fun. Butterfly nets for any offerings you might have. We also have love offering boxes as well as you exit the sanctuary. However you give from a heart of gratitude that whatever you've received from Unity worldwide, whatever you give returns to you, as I often say, 1,000-fold. So let's bless the many channels of giving. Hold your gift in your hand. If you gave electronically, hold it in your heart. And say these words together. Divine love blesses me and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I share. If the ushers could please come forward. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still, and know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. You have a brain, you have a heart. You have the courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself as I believe in you. Believe that you can come home. Believe you can float on air, and just one step at a time, you will believe you can be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic right there in your heart. Believe all these things not because I told you to, but believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself as I believe in you.
Greetings, prosperous ones. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you call yourselves prosperous, abundant? Do you notice how things come to you easily in life because you're so clear about who you are and what it is you want? Yeah, most of us don't live in that sense of that kind of ease. And that's why we have to come together to remember the truth of who we are. A lot of people say, if I just won the lottery, then I would have this experience. But you have won the lottery by being you, by being in this amazing body and in this consciousness that is you. You're the only one out of this 7 billion people on the planet that is you. And so your only job is to awaken to the incredible, unlimited possibility again that is your life. So we're offering a class to remember and to remind, and where we can all have a great time in helping one another. It's called Keys to the Kingdom. This is the key to unlocking your heart. It's the key to unlocking your life. And we need to be reminded, we need each other. We need to hear these stories because life can get us, it can be confused, and we lose jobs and people are getting ill and things happen. We need to remember that truth, that light that's always there. So the keys to the kingdom. It isn't the key to a car or the key to a house or the key to a lockbox. It's the key to your freedom. All right, it's 7 weeks. We come together. You will receive a workbook and an audio file. So it's all week of being able to read, to listen, and then to come together in a weekly class. We'll be starting on Sunday, February 21st at our service here at Unity of Santa Barbara at 10 a.m. Pacific. You can go to santabarbaraunity.org to get on that live stream. And then on Wednesdays on Zoom, we'll have a class, and it'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific. So would you like your life to feel amazing? Because it is supposed to. Just say yes. Like they say, suspend your disbelief for 7 weeks and come let Spirit have its way with you. The universe plots for your good. Let's prove that to be true. See you then, and so it is.
The Keys to the Kingdom series continues through Easter, April 4th. There will be materials if you wish to join in the class starting on Wednesday, the 24th, 7 p.m. Pacific time. There'll be materials outside after service, or you can go on our website. And I have the keys to the kingdom. Oops, I guess I do. And I am looking forward. If I can enhance my life in prosperity, I'm going to do that. Now, there's a date to be saved, and that's March 7th, and that is our annual meeting. And we will be voting on what they call the 3 Bs, the budget, the bylaws, and the board. And I'm going to segue for a second on the board, and I'm going to take my platform host hat off for the moment. I am running for the board. I am currently on the board. And I just want to give you a little bird's eye view synopsis about me. I am currently working on the stern of the bylaws, as I say. It's been well underway for 2 years, and I hope to be a part of bringing that to fruition. I am a team member, and I love being a part of a team. I also have been asked to work on some building items affecting Unity of Santa Barbara, and in that respect, I am calling on my 40-plus years in the affordable housing business that as a career professional, I think I can fulfill a valuable place to balance out the very talented members on this board. So it's really in your hands. And I seek your vote for my nomination. I'm nominated. I seek your vote for me, and I hope to continue to serve in that capacity. And last but not least, I love this community so much. It is my home. It's not just a place that feels like home, it is home to me. So thank you very much. And going back to announcements, I hope you all noticed the construction in the back of the sanctuary. There was a very generous contribution, and we want to thank the parties for that contribution. And we are building building a booth, and we have 2 new cameras as well. And I want to say that today's flowers, they're gorgeous, were designed by Barbara Berger. Thank you so much. We love her creativity, her artistry, and what she does to serve and make this sanctuary look that much more beautiful than it already is. Thank you very much, Barbara. Want to also mention that we have a very active prayer ministry, and you can reach our prayer ministry by dialing 805-966-2377 or go directly to the team, and it's now on your screen, prayer@santabarbaraunity.org. And now, let's all stand and sing the peace song. Let's please affirm the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Forever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I want to thank our volunteers, ushers, the AV team, Noreen and Joanna, and go out and have a blessed rest of your Sunday. Thank you very much.